And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside the Riverside County Board of Supervisors chambers. My name is Pep Fernandez, and welcome to the Board Brief, which is a brief look at today's happenings inside today's Board of Supervisors meeting and what is going on in Riverside County. A lot of great stuff to get to today as well, and we lead things off with a COVID-19 update, not only by Public Health Officer Dr. Jeffrey Leung, but our Public Health Director, Kim Sarawatari, as well. And the big news, which was released yesterday, was about the Pfizer COVID booster for the vaccine. And the booster is going to be for a select population for right now, 65 and older, those with underlying medical conditions, frontline workers. Here is Kim Sarawatari and Dr. Leung explaining more about what this means with this COVID Pfizer booster, that those who are eligible and when you might be able to find one here in Riverside County.
The groups that are included in the booster for the Pfizer vaccine include those 65 and older, and this is a booster that's at least 6 months after the second dose. It includes those residents of long-term care facilities. It includes individuals who are 18 to 64 with underlying medical conditions, and we'll go over that in a moment, as well as those 18 to 64 who work in a high-risk occupation.
We'll have 3 fixed sites and 2 mobile teams, but by this Friday, we will be set up at 5 fixed sites and have 5 mobile teams that will be working throughout the county. In addition, I just want to mention that the community health centers that are part of RUHS have also been a tremendous partner and are working very closely with us to deliver vaccines and boosters to the population. They are going to be offering Saturday clinics at Indio, Moreno Valley, Lake Elsinore, and Harupa Valley. So we're trying to make sure that we are offering clinics throughout the county at different sites.
All right, thank you, Kim and Dr. Leung, as always. Now, today, the department highlight was not only on the Riverside County Library System, but specifically the adult literacy program. We have a little bit of B-roll, some video from earlier today during the Board of Supervisors meeting, as Allison Giaffredo, who is the Family Literacy Coordinator, was in front of the Board of Supervisors talking more about this great program, which the ability to read is in every aspect of everyday life. And not only the ability to read, but at these adult literacy programs, there's a thing called digital literacy. So if you don't know how to use your computer, you don't know how to use your smartphone, they can help you with that as well. So there's so many things, so many great things they do with this adult literacy program. So let's hear from Allison Giaffredo a little bit more on this program and what they have to offer for our friends and neighbors here in Riverside County.
Surprisingly, our program has actually grown. Whereas a lot of programs throughout the states, numbers have gone down, ours have miraculously kept going up, and I'm really grateful for that. And this September, we recently started our first in-person session, so we have about 7 in-person classes going throughout the county, soon to be about 11. And then we are also beginning our mobile library resource van services, which is going to be super exciting. We're going to be able to bring our literacy services out to communities such as like Mecca, North Shore, Corona, and other areas that are either remote from library services or rural.
All right, thank you, Allison, for that. We appreciate it. And finally, here on this board brief, one of the big things that happened during the Board of Supervisors meeting was the topic of redistricting. Let's take a look at some video from earlier today about redistricting. And as you heard during the meeting, it's going to be about 480,000 approximately people per 5 districts here in Riverside County. We had Rania Odenbaugh and Tom Mullen presenting in front of the Board of Supervisors today. And again, this happens every 10 years on the heels of the census. You get the newest numbers, and then you redraw the lines if needed for the district. So joining us live here in the chambers right now, one of the leads here on redistricting, which is an extremely tough job, Rania Odenbaugh. And Rania, first off, redistricting, if you're watching this right now and you're wondering, well, what does that mean and why is it important? How would you kind of explain it to the common viewer out there?
Thank you. It's a process that occurs every 10 years, just like you mentioned, to redraw the district boundaries based on the latest census data received 2020. So it's critically important because it changes how the county may look like based on the latest census data, and we're incredibly excited to work with the public and our board offices on this effort.
Now, the goal is there's 5 districts in Riverside County. You're trying to keep the population pretty close to the same in each of the 5 districts. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we're looking at 228,000 residents increase from 2010 data, and that's for a total of 2.4 million residents in Riverside County. So if we're looking at a linear distribution, it's roughly 483,000 per district, which, as we're looking at the map today based on the latest census data, it may be an interesting task considering some districts have positive variances, negative variances, but we're starting the process, again, working with the Executive Office Technical Committee and other stakeholders to ensure that all of the redistricting criteria per legislation are met and the population is distributed equitably to the best that we can.
And Rania, so what's next? I know maybe you come up with a map and you show it to the board and then maybe go back to the drawing board, if I could use that pun, but what's the next step now?
Going to the drawing board is the inevitable. It's just going to have to happen as part of this process. So what we presented with the Board of Supervisors with today was simply the baseline map. It's the 2011 boundaries, but with the 2020 data. And it's just a starting point so that the public and the board can kind of understand where we stand. The next step will be another public hearing on October 19th. It's going to be a special meeting held in the evening. And once again, with an opportunity to share with the public and the board at that point in time more maps. And again, we receive feedback, we go to the drawing board. Unfortunately, the drawing board exercise will have to end before December 7th because
That's the finish line,
this
right?
is the finish line. Well, the finish line is really December 15th, but we're really hoping to have a map adopted before that date so that we're not cutting it too close to the deadline.
Okay, so we had a public hearing today.
Correct.
And then the next one will be October 19th in the evening. Here in the
Correct.
chambers?
Here in the chambers,
Here in the
yes.
chambers. So if we want the public's input as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
This process is foundational on public input. So check us out on our website. Feel free to provide your input to the survey. Email us at rivco.redistricting@rivco.org. Reach out to us individually. We want to hear from you. You are key to this process.
Rania, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rania Odenbaugh, her and Tom Mullen leading the charge here for redistricting in Riverside County. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the next Board Brief brought to you by the County of Riverside.